In a previous video, we discussed the 4/4 time signature. Because we see a 4 on the bottom, we know that the quarter note gets the beat. Let's look at what that means for the rest of our note values. We're going to look at 5 different note values in this portion of the video: the quarter note, half note, whole note, eighth note, and 16th note. Let's start with the quarter note. The quarter note is made up of a solid note head and stem. The quarter note receives 1 beat. The half note has a hollow note head and stem. A half note will always be worth 2 times the value of a quarter note. The half note receives 2 beats. The whole note has a hollow note head and no stem. A whole note will always be worth 4 times the value of the quarter note. The whole note receives 4 beats. The single eighth note has a solid note head, stem, and 1 flag. We also often see them grouped together using 1 beam. An eighth note will always be half the value of a quarter note. In other words, the eighth note receives half of a beat, or there are 2 eighth notes to a beat. The single 16th note has a solid note head, stem, and 2 flags. We also often see them grouped together using 2 beams. A 16th note will always be 1/4 of the value of a quarter note. In other words, a 16th note receives a quarter of a beat, or there are 4 16th notes to a beat. Let's look at these all together. Let's look at this one more way. The whole note is worth 4 beats, which fills an entire 4/4 measure. It can be divided into 2 half notes, 4 quarter notes, 8 eighth notes, or 16 16th notes. Similarly, the half note is worth 2 beats. It takes 2 half notes to fill a 4/4 measure. A half note can be divided into 2 quarter notes, 4 eighth notes, or 8 16th notes. I hope you get the idea. Each of these note values has a corresponding rest. Here are our note value charts for rest values. All of these note and rest values work for any time signature with a 4 as the bottom number: 4/4, 3/4, 2/4, etc. Come back soon for more videos on time signatures, note values, and rhythm counting.